Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Company Heroes 2 replay. Spawn on the north side. Oh wait, I just realized I got something. By the way, spawn on the south side as the Blue Soviets. We have Storm Knight, or Yellow Soviets. And his teammate as the British player, we have Cornelius1375, who's immediately locked in the Special Weapons Regiment. Spawn their opponent as the Magenta OKW player, we have Nikolai and his OKW teammate, NoCommiesNoWorries. And so the one thing I realized when I started this is this. There we go, much better placement of everything. Looks like the Sturm Pioneers have rushed over to the command point to capture it up. We do have the Sturm Pioneers captured at this point here. We do have an intersection opener into Vickers for the Brit. And we got some bullets being fired, but he is going to take time to build the sandbags. Personally, I probably would have thrown some more bullets in, seeing, because now the Sturm Pioneers can actually rush a bit forward in order to get some good damage in. But two Sturm Pioneer openers, and that's a great versus infantry section. Those hit or miss, sometimes literally. But right now, the Sturm Pioneers, they could potentially rush forward. They're hitting the ones in the back, the front one now getting focused down. This could be quite deadly for either side. One Sturm Pioneer squad is quite wounded, does go ahead and spin them around a little bit. One push infantry section does go down. We got the Sturm Pioneer does not go down there. Oof, big loss there by the Brits. Over here, got the combat engineers not captured at that point. Vickers set up on an angle to suppress down the Sturm Pioneers. It looks like there is a gap there with the sandbags, so he can use that as heavy cover. Looks on the left side, we've got some conscripts and a Maxim, so he's gone for a Maxim opener, but not a Maxim spam. Sturm Pioneers start making the way forward. They will find a great angle on the conscripts here. Maxim, however, can find a good angle as well. He needs to start sitting it up. It is not the greatest angle, but decent enough angle to hit those Sturm Pioneers. As long as they're going to heavy cover, the Maxim should suppress these squads. Conscripts have received quite a bit of fire there. If he continues suppressing down this squad here, he should be able to maintain suppression here. But, as I said beforehand, the angle is not good. So he may actually recover suppression. He does recover suppression with this squad here, since it does get out of heavy cover. But continues to find this squad here can do AoE suppression that he should have kept firing there. But then again, it's a good chance of him actually being wiped out there. But we've got the combat engineers here to support as well. And he's continuously focused on the Maxim. He will force back the Maxim likely, but he will be forcing back the Sturm Pioneers. Third Sturm Pioneer has been deployed now as well, because both sides have gone for heavy amounts of Sturm Pioneers. Maxim trying to set on up. That Sturm Pioneer gets wiped out. Big oversight there. And this one should not have pushed too far forward. Should have stuck to the heavy cover there. Conscripts do manage to stay alive with one member remaining. The other squad does, and the Sturm Pioneer squad does fall back. So both sides has lost quite a bit. Both sides have been hyper aggressive. Speaking about aggressive, this intersection will need to fall back. Vickers is set up a decent angle, does suppress the Volksgrenadier, but needs to start hitting this Sturm Pioneer now. You'll see the general attack move on this, or attack order on that Volksgrenadier. Kupferwagen's capturing up the central point there. And now we do have the combat engineers making their way forward. Oh, those Sturm Pioneers. Okay, that second person did not wipe him out. The Vickers is... It feels like the suppression rate is a little bit worse than like MG42s, but it feels like the accuracy and deadliness is much higher. But that's just my opinion. Could be wrong, though. Kupferwagens are hunting together. We do got another intersection here. He's replaced his infantry sections with more infantry sections. We do have a 2-2-1 being deployed on out.
Bren guns and Pied launchers can now be used by many units.
And we got an early Bren gun upgrade, and he has picked up a pair of Brens. Brens are relatively cheap at 45 munitions. And it looks like the Vickers packed on up in order to gauge the Kupferwagen, but he will likely get wiped out by the Sturm Pioneer. Yeah, look at that damage output. But no, the Kupferwagen knocked him around a bit, but he does manage to get the wipe there. And this is a perfect time to pick it up. Drop no models there. Sturm Pioneer model can withdraw, and the MG team has plenty of health. It can stay around the sector. He should have deployed it behind that sandbag. And the Kopenhagen is decapturing the VP. I would say go for the fuel point at this point in time. There's a brand on both of these intersections, but the Shroom Pioneers are dancing around behind the line of sight blocker. This one will get focused down. And we do have a flamer there, which means the Doctrine will lock in. We've got all Doctrine players selected a Doctrine. The red one has gone for the Fear Storm Doctrine. The Soviet player is gone for Soviet Industry, so we may see some KV2s. We do also have Elite Armor, because we saw the 221 on the build queue, and it's already deployed out on the field. And look at the damage on that, on those intersections. He needs a medic. AT grenade does come forward. The second one does come forward as well, taking out the 221. The 221 does have less health. It has a health of 240. When it gets the auto cannon upgrade or the radio net upgrade, it gets increased health to 320. And yes, I did say auto cannon upgrade because actuality, the 222 is actually a 221 upgraded to a 222 with an automatic upgrade. Weird, quirky facts about the game. We got a lot of weapon teams here, including a pair of Maxims. He does have a pair of combat conscripts for assaulting. A little bit, I suppose Maxims do have poor angles. And there's a great, he does rotate the gun there and does stop the decapture at that point. He actually just backed away a little bit. And he almost gets the wipe there. Oh, the defense crews managed to get a heavy engine damage crit there. And that is the heavy engine damage. Those Shroom Pioneers can get it repaired. And that Kopenhagen just died. And depending where this mortar lands, it's a regular mortar shot on the dead Kopenhagen's corpse. Lens flares. We do have the Kopenhagen now fully repaired with 3 Shroom Pioneers repairing up. It will take no time. The Maxim set up in a good angle, but the Kopenhagen is absorbing some shots there. He still has not rotated the gun around, so he's got lucky to the fact that he's continued firing against that Kopenhagen. Now the Flamers will rip apart the Maxim. Though he does get suppressed with 2 Maxim firing, he does take that Maxim out entirely, however. He did the damage and back away. Very nice. Got a Panzer II on the build queue and another Shroom Pioneer on the build queue. 2 Shroom Pioneers is plenty. 3 is too much. 4 is absurd in my opinion. You've got these intersections start making way forward. Of course, got another fresh 221 on the field. He will see an AT grenade there by the Royal Engineers. Pair of Pantrix on the Shroom Pioneer as well. That's really not a good idea. He's not fighting against any light vehicles at the moment. And against Brits as well. The chance, well, good chance for an AEC, but against the 2-2, spawning the 221 doesn't really warrant a AEC. Royal Engineers will escape out of there, which has increased likelihood chances of blowing out AEC, making those Pantrix more worthwhile. And that was a great Incendiary Grenade there, and still standing on it. Oof. That's probably the best Incendiary Grenade I've seen in a long time.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
The 221 needs to get on out of there. It's getting way overwhelmed, or will get overwhelmed. Panzer II's now on the field. We don't see a Zis gun yet. Oh no, we do have a Zis gun. We're literally right there. We did find a good angle there on the mortar. The Zis gun. Oh, there's a line of sight blocker right there. So he loses the mortar to the line. Thanks to the fact there's a line of sight blocker, gets a pit there. The 222 could advance forward or backs away. Does find the angle there with a line of sight blocker. Very nice. He knows Spawn has AT grenades, so maybe a good idea to fall back and get some repairs at least. He does have a Pantrick on one of these squads as well, and definitely a blob of Shroom Pioneers. and the Maxim's facing the wrong angle, and the Flamers will do some extra damage versus the light cover there. Now is actually a good time for a high explosive barrage on the Zis gun because they're moving forward. They're very, very stacked up. Now it's actually, I suppose, sending the Maxim right there is a good angle, but now maybe a good idea for a high explosive barrage with the Zis. And, oh, finds a landmine there.
Have fallen to 300.
Captured figures will get flanked by a blob of intersections. We do also got a tank hunter squad to go in the mix. The tank hunters need to focus down the 221. Remember, it has reduced health and does receive an AT grenade there, and there goes another 221. Does their own Incendiary Grenade there. It's going to be relatively successful, but he does have medics in the group. As long as he doesn't drop any models to get them all healed up, the Tank Hunter will fall back there. On the left side, we got the Panzer II cooling on down. Very nice. Perhaps a mix of an AT Grenade with the Zis gun. Maxim does get overwhelmed there. And, ooh, that combat engineer does get wiped out. We do have a supply truck here, hasn't actually been deployed, and there is a patch truck here. And he does not take time to use patch truck on that supply truck, and he is actually salvaging the Maxim and the mortar. I would actually say capture the Maxim, capture the mortar. He is gone for a mechanized HQ, so he doesn't have access to support weapons, so capturing the weapons would have been a bit better in my opinion. Maybe he really wants the extra resources, that little bit of extra fuel. Captured figures will go down there to the intersections. Does lose 2 models immediately before capturing the gun, so he gets that squad wiped out entirely. Oof. Not very well played. And gone for another 221. At this point, just stop. He has no anti-infantry asset on the field. He's gone for a pair of Pantrek. This is just straight up a noob game. I'm going to be blunt and honest. You got a poor composition by Magenta and continuously getting a poor composition. The Brits just blobbing, lost an early infantry section when he didn't really have to, and the Vickers, but he has reclaimed those and dealt more damage in return. The Soviet player, the Maxim here wasn't probably micro before the game wiped out, and the poor barrage, the Zis barrage in the one engagement was a bit of a problem. Detonates a landmine there, very nice with the T-70. He does actually have a combat engineer, so hopefully get some minesweeper out on it. And we just got straight up flamer spam here. And didn't capture the support weapons, even though he does have now MG34 and Forget Warfare. I would say capture those support weapons was a bit of a mistake. But still, the blob of Shroom Pioneers can be very deadly, but it does have its drawbacks, such as Zis barrages. Good hit there. It's a max range Zis barrage. He can't back it away from it. And also just poor position with the Maxim earlier on, and the Zis gun, so couldn't with that line of sight blocker. Okay, we do have a mechanized HQ from Magenta. And it's not pulling any assets out there. So the mechanized HQ was a complete waste. He is going for another sheer Panzer or SWS half track. So for the sheer Panzer quarters, he has a good amount of fuel stored up. But you will have to use 120 for it for the sheer Panzer quarters. So he doesn't really actually have a huge bank of it. The Soviet player does, of course, have the T-70, does have Tier 3, no Tier 4. Going for an Su-76. I really disagree with that as well. T-70 is good for hunting down, say, a Panzer II and other light vehicles. And in large numbers can pose a threat to medium tanks. But he's not fighting against medium tanks, and he already took out the Panzer II, so what is he going to use it for? Just the barrages? That can be decent, but not really a primary focus that unit. At that point, it's probably better just to tech up and save for Katusha. He also deployed out a supply truck here, which does not affect his teammate. You can see here between two different missions income. It does not affect his teammate, but it is set up on a point where you can't get a cash on. It's better the idea just to deploy out cash so both players get the income. Conscript does get wiped out there. Zis Barrage raining on in, or SU-26 Zis Barrage. Oh, if you got the blob annihilating the retreat path, that's good positioning there by the blob. And seeing that blob right there, it's probably best just to retreat back with the Shown Pioneers. And they're now a long-range unit. That was actually a good angle for them just to attack, move forward. Got a recon run, very nice. Great to go along with some mortars. And the Minesweeper squad may get wiped out. No, it does not get wiped out. Okay, looks like the Shown Pioneers are treating up northwards. Oh, there's also a landmine there? How did that one miss that landmine? Okay, and gets wiped out. Stukes of Foos. Getting some good hits there. Wait. No, that was actually the rocket barrage ability. He has that many command points right now? It's only the 16-minute mark. That seems really, really early to get that ability. And there goes another Kugelwagen. Wait, he rebuilt his Kugelwagen? Because that previous one went down to a landmine. Okay. This game has been unusual. Great hits there onto that mortar. And the splash damage is going to light this building on fire. It's really close to being almost wiped, set ablaze. That's humorous. And the light vehicles are not painting out all 12. One Volcanic Warfare is zoning out all these forces. The Brit has managed to sustain good fuel control. We've got a mortar emplacement here. That's not a Bofors emplacement. And of course, got the Vickers 6-pounder. So we've got a good defense force here. He does have the company command post. He does have Anvil as well. So we may see some Cromwells. I do like Cromwell tanks. Not Cromwells, Churchills. We do have the Shown Pioneers making their advance. We do got the Panzer II now engaging these units. And now got these forces engaging these magenta forces. We do not have the upgun upgrade on the Japan squad. It was a big oversight. He had the resources for a long time to get that upgrade. Cinder Grenade does force back those forces. And we've got the Mashed Flamer Engineer, as well as one Panzer in the group. Note that one's not in this group here, which can do a significant amount of damage to these forces, as opposed to the mortar emplacement. So great flank here by Red, which somehow bypassing the force right there, but they push too far forward, allowing them to be flanked. The Panzer unit will potentially get wiped out.
The enemy are attacking an emplacement.
It does take out the mortar emplacement there, and now we've got a Panzer II deployed out by Magenta for some odd reason. Conscripts aren't making their advance. And now we've got a regular Panzer IV, which should be very... Oh wait, no, he's not the Panzer Elite player. Why did the Panzer Elite player not go... Why did he go for a Panzer II? A Puma makes a bit more sense. I don't know. Go for the heat rounds. But the Panzer II... A mid-game Panzer II? That's not very useful.
Standing by. Send orders.
But the Panzer IV is a good item for Red. Going for flame heads, not going flame heads is a good call because he has plenty of anti-infantry. Needs something to help engage infantry and vehicles, plus with the Zis gun and the T-70 or the SU-76 and the T-70. Panzer IV is a good option for those as well. Now it's not a time for flame head, sir. I do hear the This one has been activated as anti-aircraft mode. The other one has not. Now it's actually activated as anti-aircraft mode. Or maybe not?
Supply half-track is in action.
It has, but it's having trouble targeting since it keeps on going off the map. S-76 Barrage does reach farther than the Zisk gun itself, which is good. Down south, we do have the Vickers gun set up inside the structure, but it will get overwhelmed. Does throw an incendiary grenade there. Is any windows on this side? There is, so it is a decent garrison there to protect the VP.
All nearby units are ready to coordinate a barrage on the target.
Can we coordinate a barrage? Ah, it's the concentration fire operation. Molotov has been thrown,
200 points remaining.
but we've got the large group of Flamer engineers. He has rebuilt that one Panzer squadron replaced with a Flamer one. He does have the beginner from Panzer IV, so it doesn't really need any more AT at the moment. So the Panzer IV needs to push a bit farther forward. Did receive one Zisk gun hit from the S-76.
Begin conversion.
We got some forward healing here by the Overblitz cargo truck.
Enemy flamethrower squad!
Good hits there, and we've got the beginner warfare getting a good hit there on the T-70. Another reconnaissance overflight, very nice.
Command has been set.
Doesn't have enough munitions for
Now in operation.
a AT grenade. He used all his munitions on these Urals in the back of the map, so that was a big waste of munitions there. He could have gotten an AT grenade, but didn't.
Relay order.
Does shoot down the aircraft there. And he'll get quickly repaired up. 4 Shroom Pioneers will, of course, net him massive repairs. So he'll be set for getting a King Tiger out. He does have all of his structures. Maybe save a King Tiger. And now the T-70 does receive a hit there. Very close to death. And maybe enough to next shot to take him out if with that 6-pounder hit. Does throw a horrendous incendiary grenade there. The Shroom Pioneer squad will need to fall back. The intersections are all falling back. Got this one remaining squad, but needs to stay behind the heavy cover
Enemy
there.
threatening a capture point.
Does go ahead and throw a bundle grenade there. May get the wipe. Does drop a
There's
model there.
crocodile ready to cause all kinds of havoc.
Sherman Crocodile is now available. And we also have the hold the line ability activated, which can start calling airstrikes soon. And here comes the airstrikes. He doesn't have vision in this region and start losing some of his sectors.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Another aircraft coming on board. Rocket run onto the Kugelwagen. And we do have a recon run coming on forward.
Supply is looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
More and more bombs or shells raining on in. These forces do get suppressed quite easily. Over here, Churchill Crocodiles makes advance. Magenta only has a cannon warfare here, which can get overwhelmed by the Crocodile. Though it does remain out of vision range of each other. And the crocodile does get a good hit there. Over here, Maxim is set on up. Does get some hits there on the third Koopa
Aircraft is refueled.
Yellow does have 3 squads of conscripts. And we do got the mechanized armor company now being deployed on out. One pan track does connect. The cannon warfare does send a hit in as well, as these forces are getting burned alive by the crocodile. We have defensive Vickers and defensive 6-pounder. They could push a little bit farther forward to this heavy cover here. We also have a dropped LMG-34, so got down Obosats, and Magenta is deploying out a Panther, which is a good item to go along with the heat rounds, especially versus the crocodile. And shot down. More assist rounds starting to hit on those Strom Pioneers. The infrastructure start making advance, focus firing down these Flame Pioneers, but they're getting overwhelmed. One of them does go down to the Crocodile, and a lot of flame bursts here. They are getting reinforced on the front line, but they're receiving a lot of damage over time. And just general fire in general. We've got another rocket barrage being called on in by the Storm player. The Cannon Warfare does get some hits there as well, and that Crocodile does receive some hits. The Cannon Warfare does get decrewed there. Panzer IV in pursuit of the Crocodile. The Crocodile has plain health and armor. Primarily the armor. Its armor is like 290. Has less health than a regular Crocodile, but a lot more armor. Does get some hits there. Does manage to get to the rear armor. Does not do a stop order, but trying to avoid the 6-pounder. And does receive a hit there, going out of control. Panther in pursuit. Panther just needs one hit, one more pen to take it out. Does fire and rolls a miss. Does receive some 6-pounder hits there, as the Panzer II does flank the 6-pounder. And center, we've got the Obosats getting burned alive. Still drop Bren gun here. The 7-man squads can't pick up weapons. I do also have a cache here. It is a fuel cache. Panzer II does receive a hit there by the wounded 6-pounder. This 6-pounder is being destroyed by the Panther.
Crew ready.
Oh, and there's a double tap there. S-6 managed to provide enough damage to take it out. Another recon overflight, and very low, if not any response with a flak gun. Does use a concentration fire barrage. And that is enough to take out the sheer panzer quarters. We do have a half-track here. Now Red will likely have to deploy out King Tiger at this point in time. Magenta has lost a lot of infantry here. There's a lot of dropped weapons as well. There's a Bren gun for him to pick up, as well as a dropped LMG-34. Picking up the LMG-34 with the Obosats would be deadly. Somehow, the Katusha took out the flak half-track. Yellow has deployed a lot of mechanized assets. He has gone for Soviet industry, but that aspect of Soviet industry has been long gone. So he has deployed out a quad, deploying out a quad half-track, which they're not fighting against any aircraft. Good for suppression, however, to support his Maxims. We do also have a Katusha, Su-76, Su-85, and the T-70, which T-70 keeping alive for just for spotting can be quite useful. I was saying beforehand, like, the aspect of Soviet industry has been long gone. Originally, beforehand, Soviet industry, like the original, one of the original iteration was it was reduce your manpower income to increase also your fuel income as a passive ability. And also back then, repairing stations only cost like 75 munitions each, no manpower. So you deploy out a lot of those and a lot of vehicles. Good use for the reconnaissance overflight, that's for sure. I do love reconnaissance overflight. So he's been spending all that munitions on reconnaissance overflight. Looks like we do have another ability being cast on right there. It is, looks like, I think it's a Panzer artillery. Now, it's now raining on in. Heat rounds was utilized from the Panther, but does not have prioritized fire on. We have a Sherman Firefly also deployed on now.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Panther does receive some fire there. He does throw a bundle grenade there. These forces starting to make their advance. We've got a single MG-34. Should be enough to suppress these squads, but got the Zis barrage getting some great hits in there. Oh, 4 flamer bursts. These conscripts just simply can't hold the line all too well. We do have the quad, however, which can provide suppression. Kenworthers right here. Does manage to skirt out of the range. And the Crocodile is falling on back to get some repairs.
Lord's enemy to 75 points.
Relay orders. Panzer, under attack.
Firefly does receive penetrating kits from multiple sources. 6-pounder, Firefly. Oh, sending in heat rounds to the Crocodile. The Crocodile needs to fall back. It is Specialty 2 as well, so... Oh! Firefly gets a hit there as well. The Crocodile will likely go down. But no, rolls a miss. Another constant overflight coming out by the Soviet player. And now we do have a Katusha barrage. We got another flamer burst right there, getting some, also able to get some good damage down the repair engineers, which they need to fall back. These forces start making their way forward. There's also not a whole lot of reinforcements there. The grid has a lot of manpower stored up, and there the Firefly's almost, not Firefly, Panther's almost down. It does make it out of vision range, or out of range in general. Sturmtiger has deployed on out. Magenta needs to fall back with these forces and get them repaired. And now Red has put out King Tiger. Great hits there onto those Shroom Pioneers with that T-70. King Tiger started making advances of number 8 tank weapons here. And we're sending balances, even with the Su-85. Well, the T-70 will also send the balances, no problem. And rolls and misses there well. Getting AT grenade will not get the snare. The second one will have trouble getting the snare as well. Penderwerfer will force back the T-70. Does receive some deadly hits there. And reversing move the wrong way. He's misclicked with that one. King Tiger fires, taking out the T-70.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
Ally barrage incoming, so he's barraging somewhere. Ah, there it is. He has a great damage. Condition barrage is being very effective, but he does have the, of course, the Opalist truck here for forward reinforcements. That squad gets fully wiped there. Yellow doesn't have a whole lot of conscripts. Magenta is making a good push towards the center VP, though. Oh, but we got some heavy artillery raining on in.
Squad numbers back and forth. Orders complete. Hunter, ready for
He does send some pins there. Hendrick does roll a miss, but Firefly should be able to get some good damage in right there. Heat rounds was utilized by the Panther. Storm Tiger advancing. Maybe he'll get some good shots off right there. Eyeing for a shot onto the infantry or the... Yeah, looks like he's iron shot right there. Does get a wipe there. Does stun the Crocodile, but nothing to capitalize on as the Crocodile has already did a significant amount of damage on these forces. Wipes out the Shum Pioneer. All those forces should have retreated a long time ago. Even the cannon gets a good hit in. Now we've got a Vet 3 Churchill Crocodile down to just two Obslassen. One that goes down to the main gun of the Crocodile as well. King Tiger now firing. Got some pressure barrages raining on in. Getting some severe damage to... He had two Opalist trucks. Both of them goes down. Over here, Storm Tiger receiving some fire.
disembark!
Ooh, something went down.
Light vehicle destroyed. All ready to go.
Churchill Crocodile may go down, does go down to the Sheriff Panzer quarters. Storm Tiger will manage to survive. And it looks like all the Opalists are now down. He does not have the medic research there on his battle group HQ, which he does need to research. Repair engineers are on the way. The mechanized HQs are not close together, so no joint repairs. Now recon run is going to come over and will only spot the single MG34 if armor piercing rounds are loaded. This barrage says hello. And okay, repair Pioneer upgrade. King Tiger still alive, but barely. Does have plenty of repair engineers, that's for sure. And good hits there onto the Panther. Getting multiple pens there on the Panther. Two Fireflies will spell... Wait. Did you seriously just throw a bundle grenade there onto the Firefly? Does throw in a rocket barrage there, which completely whiffed as well. Storm Tiger could potentially push forward and fire a shot off as it gets distracted. We do see a Panzerfaust onto that one Firefly. Doesn't have any Storm Pioneers for repairs as well, so maybe have to rely on his teammates' Storm Pioneers, which he has plenty of. Does capture the cannon warfare there, very nice, and is damaged enough for a Faust. Doesn't have enough munitions for it, however. Firefly does see the pen there from the Panther. Gets another pen there by the cannon warfare. Both of them one shot away from death, but the Panther's too wounded to charge in. King Tiger will be holding this point here. Pretty close to Efficiency 1. Does have another Opal Blitz truck here for healing. SM6 is at Efficiency 3, so it does get the increased penetration. Fire, accuracy, mobility. Oh, apparently does not actually get any pen upgrades. Or veterancy. Oh, Assassin Squad will need to fall back and does get wiped out there.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
Does throw a bundle grenade into the mix. And the 6-pounder could get the kill down the Sheer Panzer Quarter, especially with it being spotted now. Sheer Panzer Quarter does go down. We do have now the KV-8 deployed on now for some odd reason. Probably better go for a KV-2. Has much better range, help engage the King Tiger. Sturm Tiger's now advancing, which can annihilate the 6-pounder. Specify the shot at point-blank range. And does get it decrewed, needs to fall back immediately. And looks like it does salvage the wreckage there as well. I forget now, can you get both the King Tiger and Sturm Tiger, or just one of them? Because I can't remember if they actually changed it back so we can get one of each. Another Churchill Crocodile.
Heavy tank reporting. The enemy have 300 points.
Entry 34 does get some suppression there onto the conscripts.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one.
And we do have a recon run again. I mean, his munitions income is 58 munitions per minute, and recon overflight is 60 munitions. So he's able to call them almost constantly now. Great hits there. Good hits there on the King Tiger. Sounds like there's also another Katusha out of the field. So he has a lot of anti-infantry assets and plenty of anti-vehicle assets, so he has a good mix of everything. He's also basically a pop cap. He may be able to play another combat engineer. Just enough pop engineer who doesn't reinforce his other squads. So yeah, he is at pop cap. Panther does fall back. Crocodile still being oh so problematic.
As a static post.
And fresh Sheer Panzer Quarters, which he does need deployed out to spend his fuel. Getting out another Panther wouldn't be half bad. He's fighting against 2 Fireflies. Or Jagdpanzer wouldn't be half bad as well. Have more range, Panther soak, Sturmtiger can soak as well. Jagdpanzer, of course, cheaper and provides the same amount of damage output, just not the durability output. Or input. At that point, it'd probably be input, not output. Very far forward, no landmines. Good, it's there on the KV-8. And the Forget Warfare does get decrewed. King Tiger does roll a miss there on the S-285. He can still stand a bit more of a beating there. We've got the rocket barrage now raining on in. It's on a relatively good angle. The engineers could get hit severely there. And now it's hitting, spreading his fire, getting hit there onto the KV-8. King Tiger does take out the KV-8. S-285 is one shot away from death. It does go down there. King Tiger needs to put 2 shots into the Su-76, but does receive a lot of hits there. It needs to fall back. The Su-76 is still at full health, getting good hits in, and it's very maneuverable. The Su-76 can advance onto it, potentially get the kill. Ooh, Sturm Tiger hit there. I'm not sure what got blown up entirely. The Brit has lost his crocodile again, right there. Got some artillery barrages now raining on top of the Cheer Panzer quarters. And does manage to survive the barrage. He needs a Sturm Pioneer for repairs. Though he could save it for the Jagdpanzer for his manpower. And now we've got a KV-2 out in the field, which can hit both vehicles and infantry. As those have some good supporting range. Ooh! That reconnaissance overflight spotted that stuff and got a Sturm Pioneer kill. Starting to prep the King Tiger once again. And another follow-up barrage. Is that in the exact same spot? Yep. Very good. The repair squads, the medics are down to one model. All the repair engineers are down. The medics now pursuing the Sturm Pioneers.
Forward structures have been destroyed.
Now it's safe for now. Sometimes the SU-76 is going to go forward for a barrage. It actually is pretty close in range to get a barrage in. Sheriff Transport is not deploying out Jagdpanzer. He doesn't really have the manpower for the moment. Could potentially pull out Panzer IV, but I do believe the Jagdpanzer will be a better option at this moment in time. The tickets are heavily in favor against the Allies, but the Axis players don't have a whole lot of tickets either. Both players are down to quite a significant amount of tickets. We do have the King Tiger advancing. Does roll a bounce or miss on the KV-2. KV-2 is not set up, so it doesn't have increased range. And Panther and Mechanicals making a nice flank here. Takes out the veteran Su-25 or Su-76, which actually is a important loss. That's a long-range damage dealer. Mechanicals bounce and misses. And there goes the KV-2. The Soviet player losing the KV-2 is a big loss. He does have enough resources to get another KV-2, but still on cooldown. I hear an Su-85 or Katyusha barrage raiding the general area. There's 3 Vaketa Warfers in this region, and the Katyusha barrages are hitting the wrong region. Does take out a Vaketa Warfer there. Section is starting getting receiving some deadly hits there. Did swipe out there. And now we do have the Panther severely wounded. Metro C5 will manage to skip on out there. King Tiger's advancing. But is fighting against two Fireflies. Flame Reverser raiding on in, but the Crocodile needs to rotate its gun or hurt around to, or haul around to get the Flamer haul in angle. King Tiger's going to be backing away. It is Special C3. He does have Sturm Pioneers for repairs. He does have actually grabbed himself a Volksgrenadier for a cheaper capping squad and perhaps more durable capping squad. In health-wise. Against bullets, Sturm Pioneers are a little bit more durable. Against explosives, Volksgrenadiers are. And he's fighting against a lot of explosives. Crocodile pushes his way forward. It's not as durable as regular Churchill, but it is durable enough apparently. Firefly is still not. Panther's still in range, trying to help engage that force, but it does receive some more hits there. It does receive one more deadly hit there. Manages to barely escape on out of there. He needs to use Shield Tiger, a preemptive. Oh, and there goes the Firefly, but does take out the Crocodile. Not Firefly, Panther. King Tiger's coming to respond. Line-up shot there. Direct hit takes out that Firefly. This King Tiger needs advanced hit this Firefly. Gets a deadly hit there. 2 shots and oh no, the Sheer Pad Supporter needs some good hits in as well. Sheer Pad Supporter could finish it off. Nope. King Tiger needs to fall back. Veteran C4, King Tiger slowly going to be backing away. Maybe see some AT grenades. Does only 1 6-pounder remain and does roll a bounce there. Plenty of health still remains. Got a Front Overfly, pass on to Katusha, the repairing squads again. Engine 34 has been recaptured. Looks like the combat engineers make it suppressed there. One more burst there could AoE suppress the other squad. Does AoE suppress it. The primary one does get pinned down there. Shumpine is going to push its way forward, trying to reinforce and reheal up these forces as well. Very nice. Mechanic Warfare is getting overwhelmed. We do got the Obusatsu advancing. The Brit still has quite a bit of resources sorted up. Saving up for another Crocodile, which also gives them some free flares for the coordinated barrage. Sheer Pants Quarter has been destroyed. Magenta may just need to save up for... I don't know if he can get a King Tiger. I still don't know if he can get both King Tiger and Sturm Tiger anymore. So the Volks Grenadier squad will need to fall back. Or maybe not. The Light Barrage is being pretty good for smoke. And we do have a unupgraded quad half track, soon to be quad. Now it's a quad. So player has gone for another pair of Su-85s to engage the King Tiger. Wasn't too happy with the performance of the KV-2.
The enemy has only 50 points remaining. Su-85 tank destroyer ready.
And ready. Under fire.
Mechanic Warfare firing some barrages over here. And they could potentially take out these support weapons. The Vickers does go down. You can perhaps focus down these support weapons. So they'll drop Bren here as well. And a drop MG34. Red's King Tiger's halfway to Vet 5 as well. And which gives them the combat blitz ability. Good suppression still coming on out.
Push your attack. They are down to 50 points.
And you are getting some good hits there on these forces. Over here, we've got the King Tiger advancing. And now we've got the Katyushas now raining on in. Wipes out the MG34. Good hits there. Oh. Got the coordinated barrage now raining on in. May splash a little bit on the King Tiger, but the primary shot has missed. And next Churchill Crocodile has been pulled out in the field. Console flight coming on in once again, which should spot for Katusha that may be off cooldown. One's off cooldown, the other one's halfway there. 29 seconds. The console flight will last for another 40. Both S-35s are now engaging, gaining some hits there on the King Tiger. This one, however, needs a backup, one shot away from death. Sturmtugger has fired. Looks like got a good hit there. Not a massive splash, honestly. Panzer II deployed on out, which did horrible. Got the AT grenade there. Churchill Crocodile maybe will take out the Sturm Tiger. King Tiger's backing away from the Su-85s. And does take out the Sturm Tiger. And SWSF had Trap Track, tried to show how to fight in melee and failed. Magenta's just losing a lot of his force here. The Allies are down to 34 tickets, the Axis players down to 44 and counting down. Churchill Crocodile still annihilating these forces. And Magenta may have just gone AFK. Nope, does retreat back there.
Forward elements report an infantry unit lost.
And we got some... The Obstacles are getting ripped apart and does get annihilated there. Ooh, and takes out the gun there with the King Tiger. Not a huge difference, honestly, at this point in time. But the Churchill's in the wrong position on the low ground inside that trench line.
Our supply line's broken.
Panzerfaust will connect. S-35s... No, that's a KV-2, pushes the way forward. Both S-35s are actually dead. I didn't see them go down. King Tiger now, Veteran C5, takes out the Crocodile. KV-2 could potentially take out this King Tiger. Gets a good hit there. Deflection shots do a bit of damage with the KV-2. And it looks like trying to focus down these anti-tank guns with the Panzer II. Not looking great, but we'll slowly do it. Katusha firing over here. It does get a nice stun shot there. Very nice. Ooh. What?
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the Rodina.
Not sure actually went down there. It was not Katusha, it wasn't the quad half track.
Aerial reconnaissance.
So I'm not so sure what went down there for the Soviet player. That could have been, it must have been the aircraft flying about. Looks does receive the damage engine there. And we do actually have an M3 half-track to play up with the Brits here. Interesting. Getting a good hit there onto the Panzer II. And we got these intersections trying to pursue the Panzer II, but won't be able to accomplish all too much. They don't have any anti-vehicle weapons. They're getting some good damage hit, but does spot for the 6-pounder, taking him out.
Light vehicle destroyed.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
KV-2 start making its advance. Does receive a hit there, as the Kenner Warfare is quite wounded. The KV-2 should be able to decrew it, and the quad is also here to pitch in some damage. Yeah, and does get decrewed there. Pretty close to being destroyed as well. Shun Pioneer squads are quite spread out. Getting good hits there onto the KV-2. It does take out the KV-2 there.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
He does have Spearhead to activate, so the only can fire in a frontal angle, and there's the end of the game. Looks like the Axis players do manage to streak out a victory. They are down to 29 tickets. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.